got Cat 335FL. It's long undercarriage is what the L stands for. This is a reduced tail swing cat, 35 metric tons. This particular machine, I believe they said, weighed about 83,000. And as you can see, the rear end is quite stumpy. This machine is, I think, a 2018 or 19. Very nice machine. This reduced tail swing, they put everything in the corners here, which is a little bit different, but I like it. I like it a lot. Nice big heavy duty undercarriage, got a nice long track. Again, we're a little short on side panels here because it's a reduced tail swing unit. And there's the batteries, they're all stacked in front of the radiators. It's definitely a little shorter coupled. It has a 54-inch bucket on it. And it's got the Cat hydraulic quick coupler. It's got what they call the Pro Plus thumb. You can see the auxiliary lining there. This Pro Plus thumb means that it will follow the bucket no matter where you put the bucket. 100% follow through. That cab is really nice on it. We'll get her started here for the day. This is your thumb control here. You guys will see more of this cab in action as we get going. Open up a few vents there. But, pretty nice and clean and impressive machine. Because this is a reduced tail swing, you're 3 steps up. Over here on this right side, we got a box here for the we have a kind of tight engine compartment. There's the fuel. And on a normal machine, you can see your swing gear, swing motor down there. This reduced tail swing here, it's definitely a little more tight. A little bit will pop this engine cover. Let's open. Okay. That. And your barbecue cooker. And it is right on top of that engine. Wow. And it got her pinched up. The reduced tail swing large excavator is kind of new to the market. Available from most manufacturers at this point. Here's a Volvo 335E. Shown with a dozer blade option. This particular Cat I have is also with available with a dozer blade option as well, and made by John Deere in the 345G. And this Cat F series has been replaced now. It's just called the 335. It's their new series of excavators, which should be part of the G family machines. So I'm learning a lot about the new series of machines with the new reduced tail swing series. As I just said, these are available from most manufacturers now. I had a hard time locating very many used ones. The only ones that are in the used category really are going to be your Caterpillar brand. I'm looking the machine over here this morning and just trying to learn about it as I go and use it. It's a little bit new to me just because the way they've engineered it. I'm not used to a machine that has every single thing packed into half the body size. But I like what I see. It looks promising. I like the way it performs, and we're gonna put it to use. One of the things I really like about it right out of the gate is the speed. I mean, this machine is fast. You can tell I'm doing this one-handed here so I can hold the camera, but I mean, everything is fast. And I like the performance level of it. And I'm not having to look behind me, even though I have a continuous running camera here. I'm not having to look behind me. It is pretty tall. You don't really see out your back corner window like the old non-Tier 4 machines. It's nice just knowing I can look at my mirrors. I don't have any rear end protruding. Made some pretty good interior updates on the new series, which would be like your G series. If you guys look back at my video archives, I had an E and this F, this M and E are basically the same, but I never liked the radio and the air conditioner was way behind you in a cap. I did like the 336E that I had. It was a nice machine. The only video I believe I have of it running is there was an old gravel quarry we recovered, and I posted a video there. And on the dozer here, the tensioning idler way down in there went bad and shredded the fan belt. So we got a new idler and a new belt. Luckily I had that in stock. I also was able to pick up our cutting bits. That cylinder down there, the tilt cylinder, needs to be resealed, but John Deere did an absolutely horrible job of making access down here. This is a pusher fan, but we're after that idler way down in there. So I'm gonna go play Stretch Armstrong here. Well, after playing Stretch Armstrong and putting multiple cuts on my arms, I did get that fan belt on and the idler tensioner replaced. Obviously the idler tensioner went bad, chewed the belt up, fan quit, and then we had some other parts we had on order. So my father actually went up to pick the parts up, and I called him as well. You can just keep adding parts to the pile. So luckily they had everything in stock, so we'll get that dozer back in action here real soon. But it's just old iron. There's things that you're gonna have to fix on it. What we're doing here, this is our farm, by the way, and everybody's gonna ask, did I buy an excavator? No, it's not mine. Anyway, we're working on some tree lines here. This is a 160 acre farm, and we are clearing in here, as well as we'll be able to farm out into this hill slope. The camera mount sits there, probably not. If you guys follow my channel, you'll know that I've had Volvo excavators in the past. The last machines that we had before I changed directions with life was Volvo machines. Really liked the Volvos. I've had almost every brand of excavator that there is, and out of all of them, I like the Volvo the best. We can see a really soft spot. This is a really heavy tree. We are headed down a 6% slope here or so, carrying probably 20,000 pound trees, or testing the limits of this machine. I really do like this machine. I'm very happy with it. I think if I were to look at the option of purchase, I would want to maybe go look at a Volvo before I would buy the Cat. But Cat has good dealer networks, and they got a good name. You really you can't go wrong with Caterpillar equipment. Very happy with the Cat equipment that we've had in the past, although, competition is quite fierce. And we're running into some pretty good mud here. So I'm going to leave this off. There's an old brush pile I'm going to stack up. Dirt at that fire, like it superheats the dirt, dries it all out, and then you go through and you shake it all, reburn it all, and restack it up. When you get done, you'll have your dirty dirt, I call it, to bury. The place to put it. So just like this root ball right here. It says a 4-finger thumb and a 6-tooth bucket, which means they do not intermesh. If I were to buy this, I'd want the 5-tooth thumb, which would go with the 6-tooth bucket. 54-inch bucket is what this is. It's perfect for our soil conditions. With this stick length and everything, this is just the right setup. So no matter how close you get, you can come clear up here to the track You can hold that thing, see? Hold that stick way out there. If you go bucket full dump, you can still, there's thumb. I mean, it's thumb no matter what. I like that Pro Plus thumb. If I were going to go back into the industry, I would have more knowledge going into it. You know, when I started out young. You learn as you go. You unfortunately make mistakes as you go. And you get to where my age is now, you realize looking back in your 20s that you probably didn't know jack squat like you thought you did. But I would take my knowledge that I've learned over the years and apply it. I like the industry. Being back in this machine makes me want to relive some things, but it's kind of like doing YouTube. There's always one bonehead customer that kind of makes you not like the industry so much, just like one idiot troll on here makes you not like YouTube so much. It just takes a lot of charm out of it. And I know there's way more good people. I had way more good customers than bad, but it doesn't take much to make a guy irritated either. And you need employees when you have a business. That's a whole video series of its own. Getting the right people and operating the right business is tough. As I come to find out, I probably would have been better off as a lone wolf than where I had as many guys as I did. Once you hit a certain threshold of size, you become the surveyor and the salesman, and you have to send the guys out to do the actual work. And if they're not living up to your standards, then not being there or being able to do the work yourself, you're at their mercy, and it's just, it's a vicious circle. Pick through all this breed holes and shit here and clean all this stuff up. I do enjoy being back on a machine. Luckily, I have the experience here, so we're able to make efficient use of this machine. And we're going to have this for quite a while, so you guys are going to get some pretty good videos here coming up. We got good weather for the next 2 weeks, according to forecast. We'll probably up till Christmas for the first year. I got other projects planned, but getting our farm fixed up is a priority right now. These trees do you absolutely no good. They just absolutely murder your corn yields along the edge of a field. They suck up the moisture, they shade the crops. It's not just that you can't plant up next to them, it's that they kill everything for 100 feet out. And they harbor deer too, these trees. Deer like they use for shelter. We get a lot of deer out here. We don't have as many deer as we used to because they've gotten some diseases. But that's beneficial to us. The farm's just up there. If you guys doubt you can see it in the background, way up there's a green leg. That's the main farm. We used to sit and watch herds of deer run down through here and down through this farm. We'd count herds of 100, 150 of them running through here on this 160 acres. But they're not what they used to be. You might see 10, 15 of them, but not over 100. This old fence row out here, this guy that owned this farm, this was his pasture separation line. Good pasture, and then you had row crop there where the pickups sitting, and in old farmer style. I don't know why these guys didn't haul scrap iron. I mean, scrap iron's always been worth something, but these old guys, they would always just go out to the fence row and set something. Well, And you know, when I first started cleaning this up, I mean, I found front ends out of a F20 Farmall. I found pallets of brick, just everything and anything that he could not need, thought he might use later. Old harrow sections, wagon wheels. Well, I better just set that out in the fence row, and you know, it'd grow up in a tree, and it'd get a little farther back, and then the trees, you know, it's just another vicious circle of overgrowth and debris and junk. That's kind of neat, some of the stuff we found. I hauled 5 semi-loads of iron off this farm together. I hate those little fine tap roots. We'll just work them back and forth here and get them out of the ground. We'll disc chisel this. Anything loose will just flow through the chisel plow. Then we'll just hand pick up what's left. I'll probably actually scratch a little stuff off the top. Throw away, you don't want to throw away much soil, but a couple buckets isn't a big deal, but you gotta clean that junk up. You don't need to be sucking logs or anything in the combine next year. Gain a little ground here and definitely make this a lot easier to farm, neater and cleaner. I like this zero tail swing. It doesn't protrude back there, doesn't have the risk of getting hit like a regular tail swing machine. I would definitely be into one of these. And they're nothing new to the market as a whole. I mean, there's always been zero tail swing machines. But what's new about these is, in the series I talked about earlier in this video, is the size. It's the size of the machine. It's 35-ton, 80,000 pound machine. This particular one, I think they said the scale weight on it was 83,000, but it's the size of it. It's kind of new technology. But I would definitely buy one of these before I'd buy a regular swing. Just, I think there's a lot of other places you could use it. Going into the industry though, we were never able to pin down one thing. You know, somebody wanted demolition, next week somebody wanted drainage tile. It just seemed like we got more into everything, which became difficult to do. I mean, we had a guy want to tear out silos one time, and I was going to have to go buy a big hydraulic breaker for the excavator, and it's like, wow, I'm going to have to go spend $20,000 for a $20,000 job here, and if you don't do it, you just lost the customer. So, but at the same time, I didn't want to go out and buy a breaker for a one-time job only, and that wasn't going to be our specialty. So the business definitely has its challenges. I think the biggest thing for us would have been if we'd had a bigger area of people. You know, we're not near a city, there's small rural areas, so it's land improvement. It's limited workforce, so we always had issues getting the right employees. Not some good, really had some really good guys, but some guys just, you know, they worked for 5 years and they just decided they wanted to go do something else in life. It wasn't the career that they wanted. Unfortunately, you couldn't change your mind. Military truck. It's got a fan controller out on it, but we're just gonna run it. It's the engine fan. It gets hot, so we're just gonna hook it up to a direct air line and run. So we got continuous live engine fan and all these little piles of roots off here that burn hole. So I'm just getting everything grouped up. Get all these little roots grouped up here. I'm shaking a little rust off. Sure I'll get a bunch of negative comments, but anyway. buy this for our farm only. This machine, I just don't think this machine, I would imagine, is probably around $300,000, $250,000, depending on. I just don't know. I mean, I've seen some of there as low as 120 with some hours, and as high as 350. So I just don't know whether it'd be that. That's just an expense I don't think I'm gonna have right now. I really don't need more payments. And if I did buy it, that means I would have to be back in the custom work. And when you have to go back to the custom work, then you end up back to where you had the machinery like I did, but your own farm comes last because you're out there making your payments on the machinery, doing everybody else's work. So, what do you do? I'm not out of business, but I'm not really in business either. I don't know what I am. I just trying to farm and make a living, I guess. Paper on the roots. You could probably write your memoirs on those roots. They scatter everywhere. Just like I said, he threw junk all around in here and it grew into the roots. Just a disaster. Fence wire, piece of steel. Digging through these root holes, making sure everything's sheared off. For doing farm work, this is a nice size machine. For in-town demolition, a lot of times we just use that little 312, which is about 34,000 pounds. If you guys look back at the videos, because tearing up houses didn't take all that much power, really. We could have used a machine like this though, because it has that reduced tail swing. But a lot of times we were working underneath the power lines and stuff. You know, you'd get a bucket and you'd actually have to go between the power line and the edge of like a street to load out the semis because there's no room. I definitely think the Volvo's a little faster than the Caterpillar. One of the reasons I bought mine was because they had more swing motor power and they had more traction motor power. I get quite a few local people watch my channel, and it's amazing how many people just across Iowa watch my channel. Well, we're getting some nice weather here lately. Record high is 70 degrees. It's beautiful. We'll probably pay for it later, but it is beautiful right now. So we are making use of our time. Let's throw this hole back in. So anyway, you guys will get some videos of me loading the truck, hauling stuff off, loading debris. Gotta fix that, or finish fixing that dozer thing. Now that I got the belt and everything, Dad was going to try to put the sheet metal back on for me. And get that back and going. I got about 3 days of terracing I got to do. And we'll be between that and this thing, I'm just going to keep on cleaning farms up. I wish I'd have done more to our farms when I was hot and heavy in the industry, but life has ways of directions to go, and you know what? I firmly believe I'm moving in the right direction currently, despite some of the everyday struggles. But we all as human beings go through certain struggles in life, and as the world continues to turn, we all have to make a living. And there's a lot of topic for debate there in that statement, but anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying this good weather. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna keep on moving dirt dirt out here and keep having videos for you guys.